Go to Numbers chapter 24 and then 20 real quick. Numbers chapter 24 and 20. Let's read.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 24 and 20. It reads, "And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever."
See? So Amalek is the first of the nations, which is found in Numbers chapter 24 and 20. He's the first of the nations. But he is going to be the one that at the end, when Yahushua returns to the earth, he will be destroyed from the face of the earth forever. I need a little bit more volume with this, just a little bit more. Just a tad, if you don't mind. So that's the position we find ourselves in with this particular brother. All right, thank you, sir. So here we are. Amalek is going to be destroyed, and you will never hear of that nation again. The same way you will never hear of Edom again, you will never hear of Amalek again. Now remember, Amalek today does not consider himself to be a white man. Isn't that so? Yeah. He doesn't consider himself to be a white man.
That's right.
He looks white, but he said, "I'm not white." I've met them, and I said, I knew some. I knew a couple of them who were called rabbi this, rabbi that. The reason why I choose not to do that is because the word rabbi means master, and we, especially us, we must not call any man master. Yes, sir, you had your hand.
Grace and peace, sir.
Grace and peace, sir.
Now, I've come across them in the city, and I've noticed that they really have a hatred towards us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hate to say it that way, but I've noticed that, just put it this way, they're never nice. Mm-hmm. You know, because even when you buy stuff from them, because in the area I lived in, that was the only place you could get stuff was in their stores.
Sure.
And they would just seem to have I don't want to say disdain, because it was worse.
No, they definitely have a disdain and a hatred for our people. Remember, they were the ones who stole our identity. They were the ones who financed the slave trade. I sent you some ebooks. Did you get that ebook, by the way? Yes. I sent it. I know I sent it to you. But and this was going back a few weeks. So what I will do, if you don't have it, I will resend it to you again. I sent it to you both, by the way. So something's out there. I will get you that. The reason why I want you to have this ebook, it is very good in giving you the details of who Amalek is and how they finance the slave trade. You see? And part of the reasons why, all right, you're going to send it to them for me? Thank you. So, and part of the reasons why that's important, because that basic history, you should not be, it should not avert you. You need to know that. Because once you, especially when you quote some of their names now, they're quite shocked that you know some of the names of those who were in the initial stages of slavery in that regard. So back to the point. So let's quickly jump back because we covered that. I want to quickly just finish this up.
Yes, sir.
All right. So back in Psalms 83, and then we're going to briefly go through some current affairs. Then we'll get into the teaching. Let's go.
All right, we were at verse 7, and the next group was the Philistines.
Let's read. Yeah. Go ahead, sir.
The Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre.
All right, so who are the Philistines? Today, modern day, 2021, who are the modern day Philistines? Now that's interesting because the schools used to teach a very corrupt version of that. So what is your understanding? Who is the Philistines? Who are the Philistines? Yes, let go ahead. It's all right. Say again? No. And if you said Indians, which ones would you be referring to? Okay. All right. Got you. No. This would be more back across the waters in our area, and there was a place we, in fact, I may as well use this as a teaching moment. The Pakistans, no, they, no, because those who are called Pakistans, their descendants are in fact Persian. They are the ancient Persians. They were one of the greatest forces on the earth, barring none. Under their leadership, they were the ones whose history paints the picture of having such seamanship that these mariners would hit the sea, and when they hit the sea, they would say that the ships were so plenteous on the sea, you couldn't even see the waters. So when they turned up, it was full. I'm sorry, go ahead now. Okay, so, right.
Because they're the one always, the ship of pirates, always seizing ships.
Yeah. They are, you're on the right track.
Right.
You're on the right track.
Right.
The reason why I'm kind of fussing a little bit is because I'm kind of into detail. But her question is, would they be the Somalians and Ethiopians, etc.? So, if we were to say who the Philistines were, yes, most times we would say it's the Africans, but the truth is it's not the Africans, because Africa is the continent. So how could it be the whole continent? So which nation was it is the question. So which nation? All right, you got your hand up. Your
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, when you talk about the Philistines, we're talking about the Philistines that was of the nation Tyre. And that nation, and it was destroyed by Alexander, and it's supposed to just supposed to exist anymore. But it was the inhabitants of Tyre, and at that time it was in another section right there where they call it so-called Middle East. But
all right, so let's go back. So the Philistines is the question. Who were they? Who are they today? What nation in Africa were they? Remember, they have to be close to the border of the Euphrates River. They have to be close to the borders. Who are the Philistines? Anyone?
I thought I answered, but that would be what you call the Palestinians, right? The Palestinians.
No. See, the Palestinians today, that's all made up. Palestinians. You got to remember, we're in a world where Esau makes up everything. It is ALKEBU, BULAN. All right? Write that down. Now, the reason why that's important is because Al-Kabulun, it is the original ancient name for what is called Africa. It goes all the way back. I mean, Hebrew days, Al-Kabulun, that's the term that was used by the forefathers because they knew that this land never ends. Al-Kabulun, who could tell me what it means? Al-Kabulun, who could tell me what it means? Yes, please. Mother of mankind, yes. Or Garden of Eden.
That's right.
That's what it means. It is a term that is not taught in the schools because Esau doesn't want that. If the world begins to accept the fact that Al-Kabulun is the mother of all mankind, that means that the black races really did come first.
That's right.
And they have a problem with that. Because they don't want that to happen.
Right.
Yes, please.
So I was reading Genesis, the other week, I noticed it
It is.
So wow, it just kind of made sense, like, well, for me, that they were actually black,
Yes, they are.
And I just couldn't understand how people just skip over the context clues and still assume that they were white.
Well, because you see, look, the Ethiopians, the Egyptians, remember, Ethiopians and the Egyptians, they're all cousins. They're all cousins. Somalians, all cousins. If you see them, you'll know it because they're tall people. That's why today we call anything back. If let's say if Captain was still here and we took him back in the time, he'd be considered to be a giant because of his height. But anything over 6 feet was considered to be like giant status. Because the average man was 5'6", 5'6", 5'7". You see? Now, but our people began as tall men of stature. We shrunk. It says so in the Apocrypha, makes it clear in there. Sin. But in the kingdom, according to the scriptures, we're going to be men of stature again. Women of stature. We're going to be tall. You see, when you're tall, you look elegant, right? You look elegant. You see, tall men dressed a certain way, especially in our Eastern garb. Oh, you look different. You've got some swagger going on. So that's a whole different look. But today, even when you say an Ethiopian and you say a real Egyptian, many of them you can't find because the real Egyptians were darker than me. Hence where we get the term Nubian. See, so to answer the subject matter, who are the Philistines? The Philistines are the Africans by way of the Ethiopians. You see? That's who they are. Now, people are going to say, oh, I researched and it doesn't find. Bruh, look a little bit deeper and you'll see. The answers are all there. I'm not in the habit of giving false information. So, you will find that those are the descendants. Then when you read on back in, let's finish this off, please.
Yes, sir. This is verse 8.
It says, so we have the Philistines, so they are what we call the Ethiopians. And then it said, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Now, Tyre are, again, a term we use, which is, we just say Africans. The truth is, it's a particular group of people. In it's northeast Africa, but lower down from the Nile. It's another group, their names, I don't remember their name right now. But that's another group of them. Remember, this is all black people, all. And then when we go, verse 8, go on.
This is the book of Psalms 83 and 8. Asher also is joined with them.
Right, so Asher is whom? Whom is Asher? I see one hand. Can we have another hand? Can we have another hand? Oh, I need you, Doctor. Who is the Assyrians. Assyrians, okay? They are the Assyrians. Now, who are the Assyrians today? Can someone please tell me? Now we're going much further north into the land of what they call today Palestine, much further north, and we're going northeast. Northeast. Who can tell me? Remember, we told you who they were earlier on. Because it's not northwest, because if you're going west, you're now entering into Turkey. If you had the map in your head, you're entering into Turkey and all of that division, and you're going into the Grecian land. When you go up and then you're going towards the east, and then you go further, you are entering into the land that today